Hey friends, today we're gonna be making a super delicious snowball cookie. Today we're making chocolate chip snowball cookies. They're really easy to make, great to make with the kids. Let's get started. I'm measuring everything in metric units, but you can find both below in the description box. I also have a free printable. You can get all of my recipes on my website for free at CourtneySweets.com. So we're gonna go ahead and add in the powdered sugar as well as the butter. I have a half cup of powdered sugar, which is about 57 grams, and 2 sticks of butter. Usually I use softened butter, but I took this right out of the fridge because we're trying to bake a lot today. And this is 2 salted sticks of butter. If you're using unsalted, you're gonna wanna add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now we're gonna mix this until it's mixed together. Like I said, those are not softened sticks of butter. You might want to use softened sticks of butter. I'm gonna lock it and see. Let's see if our mixer stays down. I'm gonna add in my vanilla extract and everything after this is incorporated. I really want to get that butter softened first before I go ahead and add in the wet ingredient. Now while that's mixing, I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And usually I use a bunch of vanilla, but for this, I do like to measure because I don't wanna go too crazy. Thank you, babes. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a spoon and measure it. And the reason being is I don't wanna add too much liquid to this, so we're gonna go ahead and put 1 teaspoon. I'm just using a teaspoon measuring. I'm not going too crazy. There we go. Now if it was something like peppermint or lemon, I'd use the exact measuring spoon. For that, for vanilla, I'm not too worried. But again, I don't want it too liquidy because these cookies don't have too much liquid added other than the butter. We're gonna add in flour. We're going with 270 grams, which is 2 1/4 cups. 1 cup is about 120 grams. And we're doing 270 because we're doing 2 1/4. And it's just so much easier to measure this way. I'm using all-purpose flour. Now you could add in that 1/4 teaspoon of salt if you were using unsalted butter. I'm gonna mix this, then we'll add in our chocolate chips, but we're gonna wait until after. Oh, we got some butter over there. I'm gonna put it right there. Ooh, there we go. So now some KitchenAid mixers have a soft start. This one doesn't, so I just do this. Otherwise that powder, just the flour I should say, goes flying out, and I don't like that. We're letting that mix. We may need to scrape the sides down, which we probably will. Grab a spatula to do that. Gonna turn that off because I don't want to over mix my flour either. So we're gonna make sure we scrape it down nicely. You could even do that when you do the butter, like before you add the flour. Look at all that flour falling. It's snowing in my mixer. Sorry, weird. Alrighty. Okay. Mix that again. And it's just about crumbly, so what I'm gonna do now is put it a little higher. And you can hear that, you hear how the motor changed, that noise changed a little bit. We're gonna stop because that means it's starting to come together. I'm gonna add in my chocolate chips and then we will be all done. I'm using mini chocolate chips and I'm using semi-sweet. Because these are our sweet cookie, we're gonna be adding powdered sugar to the outside. We just wanna carefully add these in. 90 grams, a heaping half cup. And we're just gonna mix this until it's combined. I'm using speed 1. And then that is it. See how it comes together? That's what I wanted, and I wanted it to do the work with the chocolate chips for me, so it did. Clean off your spatula and your beater blade because you wanna make sure that you're getting all your cookies in there before you bring out your cookie scoop. It is 60 right on there. You see the 60. I use bigger ones too. So we're going with this one and we're gonna go ahead and grab a scoop. And then what I'm gonna do is just plop these right onto my cookie sheet and make a few rows. And then I'm gonna take my hands and form them into perfect balls. Well, as perfect as they can be, right? We're gonna do what we can. I'm gonna do it in rows of 4, so 4 this way and 4 this way. Maybe even 5 this way. 5 this way and 4 that way. So 4 rows, 5 cookies. And we'll have to do this twice. You should get about 28 cookies. This I think might give us a little bit more than my peppermint snowball cookies, which if you haven't tried that recipe, go give it a try. It's so good. The chocolate chips add a little bit of bulk to it, so it may give us maybe 2 or 3 more cookies. So we may get 30 instead of the usual 28. But this is my first time trying it with the chocolate chips. I am super excited. I did tweak a little bit of stuff. I added a little bit more of the sugar, so they're gonna be a little sweeter, but we're also not adding the candy canes inside, which is kind of like sugar, right? Candy canes are pretty much sugar. So I'm gonna keep dropping these over here, doing my little cookie drop, boop, and then we'll go ahead and form those cookies. So I will do this and see you soon. Because these are butter cookies, you're gonna see some butter on my gloves like that. That is normal. The heat from my hands just melting the butter a little bit. That's fine. All right, perfect. And you can see all the chocolate chips, which is what I really like. Now, if you didn't wanna roll these in powdered sugar when they're done baking, you could also drizzle them with some chocolate, melted chocolate, or even dunk them in some melted chocolate. So it's really up to you what you'd like to do. You can even dust them with a little bit of cocoa powder and powdered sugar, and just enjoy them however you'd like. I like getting creative with recipes, stuff like that, you know. This is just my peppermint snowball cookie that I'm just adapting to mint chocolate chip. Not mint chocolate chip, that sounds good though. But this is my peppermint snowball cookie that I'm adapting to chocolate chip. And I just did that by increasing, like I said, increasing a little bit of the powdered sugar. So we're testing this recipe out. I think it's gonna taste really good. And I hope it's the same consistency. We'll see. I'm using Kerrygold butter again as well. Kerrygold butter is so buttery and so delicious. And if I'm baking something like a butter cookie, I want that butter to really stand out. So I don't mind so much as a chocolate chip cookie, which has a ton of different flavors. We got the molasses from the brown sugar. We also have the vanilla that's gonna really kind of overpower it too. Whereas like with a butter cookie, you're really tasting the butter. The butter is the star of the show here. So that is why I like to use Kerrygold for it. My mom and dad, when I was growing up, would buy Land O'Lakes butter, so that was my go-to butter. That's so expensive these days too, but compared to Kerrygold, it's not as expensive. I also don't love, I tried Costco's butter, their salted butter. I only buy salted, so I haven't tried their unsalted, and I didn't love it. It was just weird in my cookies. I feel like there's like maybe too much of a water content and not enough of fat content in there. I don't know how to test all that out, but if you guys have a favorite butter for, you know, more affordable than Kerrygold, let me know in the comments below, because I am on the hunt for a more cost-effective butter for the amount of butter that we go through when I'm recipe testing like this. But for this cookie, yeah, this definitely needs the Kerrygold. Now I'm gonna put these in our oven, which is preheated at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna bake them for about 13 minutes, anywhere from 12 to 13 minutes. So you wanna really keep an eye on them. They're not gonna spread a ton, guys. These are just gonna get lightly brown. You'll start seeing a little bit of brown on the edges, and that's how you'll know when they're done. I'm gonna let them bake for 13 minutes. My recipe does say anywhere from 12 to 15. I know my oven cooks perfectly, and it's at that 325 degree mark. So now I recommend, if you haven't already, using an oven thermometer like this one. I will leave a link to this one in the bottom in the description box. It's my favorite thermometer. It is what I use monthly to make sure that my oven is cooking how it should. So I put it on 350, put this in here, and the oven should be at 350 when it says preheated, and this should be reading 350 too. On the back here, I see the tiny faintest browning on some of these cookies, so I'm gonna let them cool. They continue to cook for 2 minutes. We don't want these to brown on top like a regular cookie, because then that'll mean they're overcooked. So these are completely ready to cool. I let them cool for about 2 minutes, and they are cool to the touch, maybe even 4 minutes. They're still a little warm, but I'm gonna let them cool completely on this wire rack while I bake the other ones. And these will continue to cool, but we don't wanna dip them in the powdered sugar yet. because if we do, then the powdered sugar is going to literally melt right onto them because it's just too warm. So now we're just gonna take our little cookies and plop them right into the powdered sugar mixture and roll them around like a little snowball. Get it all packed with the snow. Once they're nice and cool, that is. If they're warm, you're gonna wanna wait. I sliced one open for photos. Do you see all those little chocolate chips in there? I'm gonna take a whole one and take a bite because I want a whole one. Here we go. It's so good. That Kerrygold butter, they're just so buttery and delicious. I love that sweetness on the outside. My fingers are a little messy from the powdered sugar. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. I want to thank you so much for watching, friends. I will see you guys soon. Take care, and God bless you, friends. Bye.